Hello everyone, welcome back. For those of you that I had last year, I'm so excited to have you back because I'm getting to teach my favorite subject to you guys, and it's called biology. And I love it because life is so complex. We are always finding new things out about how complex it is, and when you get down to the teeny tiny microscopic and beyond levels, we need cartoons and animations to show us what's going on. It is that complex. So we're going to have some fun talking about things that are a little bit more serious, but a lot more awesome than last year in environmental science. Not that environmental science is boring, but you're going to be blown away by some of the things we talk about this year and make discoveries about life. Because biology is just that, the study of living organisms, the study of life. Bio meaning life, and logy meaning study. So we're studying life. You guys are alive, and we're going to be exploring the characteristics of life in this video. So there are 7 or 8 characteristics of life, depending on who you ask. For simplicity purposes, I'm going to cover 7 of the basics, and we'll go over all of them in more detail later on. One is living organisms grow. You guys, if you look in the mirror once every few months, you'll notice you've grown quite a bit since last year. Or if you're me, you grew a lot until about 7th grade, and then you stopped growing altogether. But luckily, you guys aren't like me, and you will come back and I will see you and be looking up to you quite a bit more than I did last year. Now, number 2, reproduction. Living things reproduce. They have to, or else they would cease to exist. 3, heredity. When you're reproducing, you are passing on your genes, and the offspring are inheriting your genes. So you have to have the passing on and exchanging of heredity for organisms to be considered alive. 4, metabolism. Using energy. We have to eat. Us organisms that are alive spend most of our time either looking for food or eating food or thinking about food. And if you look at animals, that's pretty much what their entire existence revolves around, is finding and eating food or resting so that they aren't burning off too many unnecessary calories. Number 5 is responding to your environment. If you do not do that, you will probably not live a very long life. If you are not responding to danger or responding to heat or things that change in your environment, like rapid temperature changes, rain, maybe you all of a sudden end up in an aquatic environment and you don't have gills, you have to be able to respond to those changes in the environment to live. Number 6, homeostasis. This is where you are maintaining a steady internal environment, both physically and chemically, when it comes to things like temperature changes, water inside your cells or outside your cells. You have to maintain homeostasis to remain alive and be able to reproduce and grow. If not, your cells would die, and so would you. Some examples of that are if you are working out and you guys overheat, your body will sweat to cool you down. If you are drinking too much water, your cells will get rid of that water. You will be going to the restroom quite often. And number 7, one of the most important characteristics of life is cells. Everything that is alive has at least 1 or more cells. You guys will be finding out quite a bit about cells this year. That's one of the primary things we will discuss because it is the most important characteristic for all living things to have. If you do not have at least 1 cell, not alive. So now let's do some investigating to see if we learned anything, and we're going to try some different approaches to prove whether or not certain organisms are alive. Some of them will be scientific, others will not. Okay, for our first investigation, we're going to be looking at fire, and let's see if it meets all the characteristics of life. Does it grow? Yes, good answer. Does it reproduce? It makes other fires, so kinda. I don't know. You guys tell me. 3, does it have heredity? Does it inherit traits from previous fires? Well, yeah, its previous fires were hot. Newer fires, they're also hot, so I guess so. Maybe big fires make other big fires. We're investigating, figuring this stuff out together. 4, does it have a metabolism? Well, it uses energy, so kind of. It needs wood to burn, so yeah, it uses energy, has a metabolism. Does it respond to its environment? Pretty much, yeah. Because why? When the wind blows, fire gets bigger. Duh. So it meets that one. Number 6, homeostasis. Does it try to remain equal inside and out? I don't know. When I put water on it, does it have the ability to heat itself up all on its own? Like we do when we start getting cold and we start shivering? I don't think so. So, homeostasis? Nope. Last and most important, does it have cells? Well, can we look at fire under a microscope? Not in a safe environment anyways. Our eyes would burn out of our heads. So, heck no, no cells on the fire. So fire is not a living organism. Okay, so don't try this at home. I'm going to see if this little guy is alive. And if he consumes, he meets one of the characteristics to be alive. Let's just see. Safety first, guys. Hey, go call 911 and get me a tourniquet. So, as you can see, there are some not so scientific ways to find out what the characteristics of life are when doing your research. And so I want to show you one that may or may not be scientific, and I'm going to let you decide if it is. So, the one that I invented because I'm a genius is the stick poke test. Because obviously the last test didn't turn out so well. So the stick poke test I'm pretty sure will work, because if I poke something and it's alive, it should move or try to consume the stick. But before I do that, I want you to let me know if it's scientific and how it's scientific, or if it's not, how is it not scientific and not going to prove that this organism is alive? So pause the video, jot down your answers on paper, or type them in, whatever you want to do, but give me some reasons, and we will make a discussion about this after the video. Okay, welcome back. I hope you have some good answers as to why or why not this is scientific, but I have one of my good old friends over here, the Incredible Hulk, and I'm going to try the stick poke test to see if he's alive. Let's see if this works. Fingers crossed. Well, I would, but I'm holding a stick with my good hand. All right, little buddy. Uh-oh. Okay, so that was a really dumb idea. Not scientific at all. Now I'm going to try this one more time with a plant species. Not working out with the animals. Try it with a plant. Hey, little buddy. If you don't respond to this, you might not be alive. Hello? Hello? He's not responsive at all. So there's a chance plants may not be living organisms after all. Because again, I'm a genius. Not moving. So there you go. Scientifically speaking, doesn't meet the characteristic of life of responding to stimuli. So am I correct in assuming that plants are not alive? You are going to tell me yes or no, why or why not. So pause the video, jot down your answers, and explain to me why I'm wrong or why I'm right. Okay, so obviously our previous investigations didn't go so well, so I'm going to be looking into whether or not viruses are living or non-living. This could go wrong too, but the first thing I'm going to look at is what scientists say, because I have heard scientists say they are non-living, but then I go and buy some special cleaning supplies and they advertise to me that they kill viruses. Can't kill something if it's not living. So we're going to do an investigation to see if that's false advertisement. You guys are going to go through all of the characteristics that are required to be alive and tell me if viruses are living and if these deceivers that are trying to sell a product are lying to us. So, with your partners or alone from your comfort of your own home, tell me if viruses are alive or non-living.